Hey, what is up you guys? It is Annelies. In this video, I will be teaching you how to back up your iPhone / iPad / iOS device. They all go the same process, so I figured I'd wrap that into one video. In this video, I will be going over two different ways to back up your iPhone. The first way is going to be through iCloud, and the second way is going to be through iTunes using your computer. If you want to know how to do both, keep on watching this video, but if you would like to know how to only do one or the other, the timestamps are here for those corresponding sections of this video, as well as they will be in the description box of this video. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So this is how to back up your iPhone, iPad, or iOS device to iCloud. You're going to need a few things to get started. First, you're going to need your device. In this case, I'll be using my iPhone 7 Plus, but like I said, this is something that works on an iPhone, an iPad, or an iOS device like an iPod Touch. Also, another thing that I want you guys to know is I am currently running iOS 11.1. That is the latest operating system. So if your phone is fully up to date, this will look exactly the same. Even if your phone is a few steps behind, this will look almost identical, if not exactly the same. The operating system has looked the same for a little bit now, so most of the things that you see here are going to look similar. If you've updated your phone within the last couple of months or so, it's going to look the same. So what you will need to get this process started is, like I said, you'll need your device as well as a Wi-Fi connection. Wi-Fi is the type of internet connection that your phone gets that little half rainbow thingy at the top of it. That's a Wi-Fi connection. You find that normally at home, office buildings, airports, coffee shops, public places like that. When they say they have free Wi-Fi, that's what they're talking about. This is not going to be your cellular data connection. So whatever your phone provider is, this is not the internet you get from them, unless if you have a home Wi-Fi, but that's a whole other story. This is going to be a Wi-Fi connection. So your phone does have to be charged and on, so you might want to have a charger handy. Just to clarify any confusion, this cable here is just being used to give you the image on our screen. So go ahead and follow along with me. So I've already unlocked my phone, and we are starting at the home screen. Where I'm going to want you to go next is into your settings program. That's the gray square with the gears inside of it. Right here in the center, I'm gonna open that up. Now up at the very top of your screen of your settings, if you're on one of the more recent operating systems, your name is going to be listed at the top. If you don't have your name at the top, I'll get to you. So if you are in an operating system that it looks like mine and it says your name at the top, go ahead and tap on that. And that's going to bring you to your Apple ID section. Now if you're somebody who does not have your name on that, I can't show it to you unfortunately, but what you're going to do is scroll down about halfway that page and look for the section that says iCloud. And as you can see, if you're one of those people that had your name at the top, iCloud is right in the center there. So go ahead and tap on that. And yours should look a little bit something like this. Up at the top it says storage, and it gives you kind of a managed storage section, how much you've used of how much you have, as well as you have these green switches and a whole list of fun things. Now I'm going to address the storage issue first. That's another thing that you're going to need, is storage within your iCloud account. Now Apple gives everybody 5 GB of free storage with every iCloud account. However, for most people and the average user, that is not enough room to back up your storage. So that's something that you might want to do, is upgrade your storage. It is a monthly fee for various storage plans. I personally have the 2 TB plan, which is 2,000 GB. I know it's a lot, but I have multiple devices and I really love using iCloud. I did make a video about clouds and storages and all that fun stuff, so if you want to check that out, the link for that will be in the description down below. If you wanted to upgrade your storage, you can go to that manage storage section, and this will also look similar on the older operating systems. And then there's change storage plan right in the center. From there, it'll take you to a window where you can choose different storage plan options. The cheapest plan is 50 GB for 99 cents a month. That's 10 times as much storage Apple is giving you for free. That's enough for most people. So we're gonna go back to our iCloud screen. Now you see on the screen, like I said, it says apps using iCloud. There's a whole list of stuff. If you're on the older operating system, it will also look like this. You should have a list of things under the iCloud section, those green little switches. If your screen looks something relatively like how this looks right now, you're in the right spot. So what I'm have you do is scroll to the bottom of this first list, and you should see something that says Find My iPhone and iCloud Backup right there in the center of my screen. Now as you notice, iCloud Backup doesn't have a little green switch. It should say on or off or whatever, but it's a little arrow that makes you want to leap to the next screen. So we're gonna go ahead and click on iCloud Backup. Now that you're there, you should have a screen that looks like this. The first thing says iCloud Backup with a little green switch. What that means is your automatic iCloud backups are turned on. Now how does an automatic iCloud backup happen, you ask? Well, first your phone has to be connected to Wi-Fi. Second, your phone has to be locked. Third, your phone has to be connected to power. Once all those 3 things are done, your phone will automatically start backing up to iCloud. For most people, it's when they go to bed at night because they're plugging their phone in, it's on their home Wi-Fi, they're locking it because they're going to sleep, and so they automatically get a backup. But some people don't have this feature turned on, and that's alright. Now, if you do not see the Backup Now section at that second little button, check to see if your iCloud backup is turned green. If it's turned gray, that little backup now button isn't going to be there. So go ahead and turn it on to green. Once it's turned on to green, you should then see backup now. Now you can see under mine, it says last successful backup yesterday at 4:04 p.m. That means I backed up yesterday at 4:04 p.m., exactly what it says. But maybe I wanted to initiate another backup. Maybe it's something that I know I added something really important to my phone and I just want to make sure it backs up to my iCloud account. All you have to do is just hit the button that says backup now. So I'm going to go ahead and click it. And then you're going to get this screen. It says backing up, estimating time remaining, and cancel backup. So what the backup is going to be is from the moment you click that button. So you can still use your phone, send text messages, those just won't be included in the backup. Now, something I always like to say is the estimating time remaining, once it gives you a timestamp, sometimes iCloud lies. And when I say that, the time estimate isn't always accurate, just because it depends on where your Wi-Fi connection is. So a lot of people like to back up their phones in public places. Maybe they don't have Wi-Fi at home, and the Wi-Fi can be kind of shoddy. At home, it's a little bit more consistent, so the time estimation is probably going to be more correct. Now, if I wanted to cancel this backup, I could hit cancel backup and it would stop and my latest backup would be at 4:04 like it said previously. However, if I sit and let it go, it should then give me an updated after I've completed the backup. It'll say last backup done today at whatever time it is. The way you know your backup is complete is this little loading screen will no longer be there. Just for example purposes, I'm going to go ahead and hit cancel. But in your case, you would not hit that, you would let it continue. But what it would look like is when the backup is finished is it will say backup now again, and then it will say last successful backup, and when you press the button. So when you did that backup. And that is it. Now, just as a warning, your first iCloud backup is gonna take a little bit of time, just because it's establishing its space up in your iCloud account, so it can take anywhere from minutes to most likely hours. Just be prepared and maybe start it before you go to bed. Also, you will need enough space in iCloud. So what I like to say is your best bet is to have more space in iCloud than you do on your phone. So not necessarily saying the capacity of your phone, but how much you're using on your phone. Like I said earlier, I really recommend upgrading to that 50 gigabyte storage plan for 99 cents a month. It'll automatically charge to your Apple ID, so whatever card you have on file there, and it'll ask you all that fun stuff when you get to it. But it is kind of like your sure way of knowing all of your stuff is being saved, because most people don't have more than 50 gigabytes on their phone. Now let's say your backup failed. It'll say backup failed, couldn't complete backup. It normally doesn't say anything why, like if it's a storage issue. However, if it fails on the backup, I would definitely go and first check to see how much storage you have available in iCloud. If you don't have enough, most likely that's your problem. If from there, then it still doesn't work and you've already upgraded your storage and your Wi-Fi connection's good and your phone's working, call 1-800-APL-CARE. That's the phone number for Apple support. That is how you back up your iPhone, iPad, or iOS device to iCloud. So just a quick review. You'll need your phone, enough iCloud storage, a Wi-Fi connection, and maybe a charger. You're gonna open up your settings, go to iCloud, go to backup, and hit backup now. And that's it. So next, I'm going to show you how to back up your iPhone, iPad, or iOS device to iTunes. So to back up to iTunes, you're gonna need a few things. First, you're gonna need a computer, just because that's where iTunes is held. Second, you're gonna need the program iTunes. If you need to download that, I'll put a link in the description. You can just get it off of Apple's website. Third, you're going to need your device. In this case, I'll be using once again my iPhone 7 Plus. Fourth, you're going to need a lightning cable or whatever cable your phone charges with. So if you have an iPhone 4, it's the big one. If you have anything newer than an iPhone 4, it's gonna be the tiny little skinny one. And that will plug straight into your computer. And also, you're gonna need room on your computer. Most people don't have an issue with computer storage, so you should be good on that one. So let's go ahead and get started. I have my computer next to me here, but I'll put the image on the screen here so you can kind of follow along. So first, what I'm gonna have you do is go ahead and open up the program iTunes. Now mine is in the bottom right hand corner. You can see down here, it's a little circle with a music note that's kind of like rainbowy and white. Click on that. So now that we're in iTunes, your screen may look something like this. Now, if you're on the latest version of iTunes, it will look exactly like this. If you're within the last couple of software updates of iTunes, it will look something like this. But if you have never updated iTunes in years and years and years, it's probably gonna look a little bit different. The version of iTunes that I'm on is 12.7. So if you're within that range, it should look something like this. So the first thing you're gonna notice is that the name of your phone is listed on the left-hand side. And there's also this tiny little phone icon right up in the top over here, if you can see that. It will look like an iPad if it's an iPad, it will look like an iPod if it's an iPod. But since we're using a phone, it's gonna be a phone. I'm gonna have you go ahead and click on that that little icon. And now you should get a summary page for your device. So if you have an older version of iTunes, as long as you can get to the summary page of your device, it'll say the name of your device, it'll say iPhone 7 Plus or whatever it is, right up there at the top, you know you're in the right space. Something that you'll see in the center of your screen is something that says backups, just like it does right here. Now you have automatically backup, mine's set to automatically backup to iCloud, but we want to manually back up right now. And that you'll see on the right hand side that says manually backup and restore. Now all you have to do is hit that button that says backup now and it'll start backing up your phone. As you can see, it says latest backups, when I did it to this computer and when I did it to iCloud. If you were watching the earlier part of this video, you'd have also seen that on iCloud when we were on my phone, it said 404 was the last backup. So it's updated on both ends. So to back up manually to iTunes, all I'm gonna do is hit this button that says backup now. Once we've clicked that, you now see at the top of your screen, it should say backing up and then whatever the name of your phone is. Mine is Annelies's phone. And it's just gonna kind of load through this process. What you might be asked as well is, do you want to transfer purchases? What that means is anything that you've bought on your device in the past, maybe iTunes or App Store, that hasn't been completely downloaded on the computer, it's gonna ask you if you want to transfer that purchase onto your computer. Maybe if you want to download it onto another device, but also just to have that purchase saved on your computer. Now you can see next to where it says backing up Annelies's iPhone, there's a little X there. That's if you want to cancel that backup. But in this case, we want to let it go. So a way that you know your backup has been completed is that it's probably going to go through a little bit of those bars at the top, how it says backing up, and then it's loading through a little bit. It might say step 1 of 1, step 2 of 2. It's going to be going through that screen that says loading or backing up or whatever it may say on your version of iTunes at that point in time. But the way you know your backup has been completed is it will return to the Apple logo, and right over where it says manual backups, it'll tell you the last time you backed up to iTunes, which in theory should be the time you click that button. And if you look on my screen, it says today at 6:19 p.m. to this computer was the last time my phone backed up to iTunes, and that is correct because it is 6:19. And that is how you back up to iTunes. So just to show you a quick shortcut if you're backing up on your computer to iTunes, there's another way you can do it from the drop-down menu. Now currently I'm doing this on a Mac. I believe it is a similar process on a PC, but I could not swear my life to it. So take these instructions for sure on a Mac, but feel free to try them at home on a PC. Now if you follow my mouse at the top, we've got iTunes, File, Edit, all that fun stuff. If you, let's say, don't find this section that says your devices, maybe you couldn't find it on your computer, try going to File, then you'll see Devices, and then you'll see Backup as one of your drop downs. If you click on that, it's going to give you that same little loading bar at the top of your iTunes screen again, and you're backing up. So in maybe even less steps. That is how you back up to iTunes. Just to review, you're going to need iTunes, a computer, a cable, and your phone or iPad or iOS device. And a quick review, you're going to have your computer, plug your phone into your computer, open up iTunes, go to your device, hit backup now. And that's how you do it. So that is how you back up your phone to iCloud and to iTunes. I hope this video was entertaining, informational, and helpful for any of you who watched it. If you know anybody who's struggling on how to back up their device, send them this video. I hope this helped you guys out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more tech videos like this. I'll be making a lot more tutorials for the future, so if you need any tech help, come back to my channel. If you have any suggestions for tech tutorial videos, leave them in the comment section down below. I would love suggestions for videos that you guys would like to see, and I'd love to do anything I can do to help you through your journey through the tech world. And otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Hope this was enjoyable. Hope this was helpful. Stay beautiful and have a marvelous day. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!